All right, guys, it looks like I'm live on both Instagram and Facebook. Sorry, again, I am here by myself, so I don't have anybody to go ahead and start my lives for me. You know, normally if I'm in my talking room, I have somebody there that can go ahead and come and sneak up underneath my little contraption over there and press live, but I don't have that down here. It's just me, and I haven't been able to figure out where to find a clicker that will start it going live while I'm sitting over here and all my devices are over there. So if you know of one, please let me know, okay? I do have one for just my photos, but not for that will interface with the different platforms. All right, guys, today, welcome to day 10 of quarantine, Chalking with Babycakes. Today I'm going to do a camper theme, and this one might take me a little bit to do because it is there's layers. There's layers, and like parfaits, everybody loves layers, right? Does anybody get that reference? I know. I love Disney movies, Pixar movies, so that's a reference from Shrek. All right, guys, so here we go. I'm going to try to do this. This is going to be, so it's springtime, as everybody knows. So I am full force ready for spring. So I'm going to do this in I got a lot of colors over here. A lot of bright pinks and purples and reds and colors. Just colors, colors, colors. So let me get this and make sure I have this right before I completely get started on it. The only hard part is I did have this laid out at one point in time. The hardest part with this is going to be the fact that I don't want to make it look like I'm trying to burn the tree with my fire, because anybody who knows me knows I love my fires. And of course I don't want it to make it look like I'm trying to burn the camper either. I guess I could go up a little bit with the camper. Then the fire's still kind of going on there, so I think we're going to do the fire there. And then we're going to do the grill over here. And we may not even do the grill. I don't know yet. I know a grill is part of camping, but I need to have the fire more so. So obviously this is going to be layered. So let me start with a couple of the layers. Now, when you are layering your stencils, and this is so a portion of this are old stencils. So like the camper is an older stencil, but this spring add-on to the stencil is a new one. So it's going to be the first time I'm using it. So when it's the first time I'm using a stencil, what do I have to do first? I have to fuzz it, right? So I'm getting down here on my jeans, and I'm going to start fuzzing. So how's everybody doing today? It's Thursday. One day closer to the weekend? Or does that even matter to you today? Because, you know, we're all stuck not going and doing things, right? So let me know. What are you guys up to? So what I'm doing right now is I'm making sure that I'm going to have room for that top part. Ooh, well, yeah, make sure it doesn't completely go. Nope, that'll be perfect. Just do this a little bit. So now you'll see, if you see, this is of course the top of the tree, and right here there's little tick marks right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Well, they have the same tick marks down here on the bottom of the tree, and that's to help me place this on top of this and get it placed correctly. Now, since I am doing this on more of a porous surface than I am a non-porous surface. It's not a chalkboard. I'm not sure if those tick marks will come off. So that's going to be interesting. I'm going to try it. So what I did though is I painted this and then I did seal it with a polyacrylic. So I shouldn't have too much of an issue getting it off, but I just don't know. All right, so I got my tree down and I'm going to go ahead and start squeegeeing it down so I can get all of the air bubbles out of there, out of the silkscreen portion. Open up the brown jar. I'm just going to slather a little bit on there. So I won't need too terribly much. The tree isn't that big. And I'm just going to squeegee this down. So how many of you are excited that it's actually spring out and the weather's been nice? Although don't look at the weather for this weekend. The weekend doesn't look very yummy for this weekend. I know down here it's supposed to get down to the 50s, and that's supposed to start tomorrow night. Raining and cold and yucky. But it's been beautiful since I've been down here. There's a lot more activity down here in our little area that we live in. People are getting furloughed and laid off, so they're coming down to the lake houses. Well, that didn't keep giving me my tick mark over there. That's not good. So they've been coming down and working on their houses or hanging out. Well, not really hanging out. I hear more working going on than anything. All right. So that didn't give me a tick mark on this side, but I think I should still be able to get it done. That should be fine. All right. So let me put this camper down. Now the camper does not have tick marks, just so you know. So I'm going to put the camper down. I'm going to lightly lay this on here without making it. Okay. This is serious, guys. When I start getting quiet, I start thinking about what I'm trying to do, and then that gets serious. So I'm on day 10 of my 14 days of quarantine. I've been getting checked in on every day, and I'm doing fine. I do miss everybody, and I can't wait to get back at it when the quarantine is over with. All right, so I think there-ish is good. Let me try it. Oh, that should be good. See, I'm so very technical when I put this down. I measure everything fabulously and make sure it's like perfect. No. I think you guys have watched me chalk enough to know that I am more of a let's just throw something down and see how it comes up, right? So this new bottom has got all kinds of flowers on it. It's really cute. I love it a lot. So I'm going to do it in all kinds of different colors. I've got some pinks and some purples, a little yellow. So we're just going to try to make this a colorful camper, okay? Because we don't want, ooh, what's wrong with this one? Ah, nothing. It just looked a little weird. So now one of the things I'm not going to do is I'm not going to like ombre or mix the colors together too terribly much. I'm just going to kind of take one of my my little multi-tools, and this purple is a lot thicker than I like it to be. But I'm going to take my multi-tools. I've got 3 of them over there. I guess I'll grab another one, which is good because I only have a fourth one anyways. So I'm going to get all my multi-tools that I have down here, and I'm going to just pick a color with one and go over a couple of different areas and just try to make it look, ooh, this is really thick. You can see I made a mess already on my hand, but that's okay. All right, so what questions do you have for me, guys? Anything? Let's see, what else can I talk about? Oh, the live sale. Remember that live sale I have going on? Hey, if you guys have some friends that you think would love to watch me make a camper, I'd love for you to go ahead and invite them right now. So my live sale. My live sale's coming up in a couple weeks. Well, more than a couple weeks. Today's the 2nd. See, I've lost all track of time. I really don't know what day it is other than quarantine day, blah. So I believe today is the 2nd. And if that's true, then it's 16 days. 16 days till it's time for the live sale. Hey, Lisa, how are you? Have you been enjoying this beautiful day today? It's been rather windy down here today. I went out for my walk and it was blowing up a storm. It seems to have calmed down a little bit, but it was pretty bad earlier. It's blowing in the storm. Oh, and when I went out for my walk today, it was so cool. A couple A-10s flew over. They do fly over fairly low down here, but that was really awesome to see. I love the sound of freedom there. I heard them coming. I'm like, oh yeah. But not in enough time to get out my camera to take some pictures, unfortunately. How would that have been? All right, so as you know, I always have a towel with me, so this way I can wipe my fingers off so I don't get stuff all over the place, because you don't want to get stuff all over the place. And the great thing is, since I have lots of different layers, you know, typically when I layer things, I've got my heat gun and I dry everything off. Well, I do have a hairdryer over here so I can dry stuff off, but what I also can do is, since I've got a couple of different things to layer, I can always go and do these layers and then go back to the next layer. So, you know, when I'm doing this, when I'm doing all these different colors, you want to work rather quickly because you don't want these colors to dry. So what I'm going to end up having to do is the paste and peel method, where I'm going to do these pasting, and then I'm going to pile it up so the paste doesn't dry on there. Now I am going to get some, you know, color mixing, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm trying to get this part done really quickly so I can peel it up a little bit, and then so the paste doesn't dry, because if the paste does dry on there, what happens? The paste comes up with the stencil, and then you won't have your design on there, and that's bad. So here we go. Actually, I will do this. Just kind of do this. I think that'll look pretty cool. Put that guy up there. Oh, that looks really awesome. I can't wait to show you guys this. Put down my little stir stick there and work on the next section. Yep, Lisa, it does look like the rain is coming. Tomorrow, 80% chance of rain down here for sure. Hey, Serena, how are you doing? How's the succulent business going for you? Are you getting any takers? Tell you what, I can't wait to get back and be able to start getting more of my stuff planted. Not that I have anything to plant right now because, well, can't go shopping. And who knows, I might not be able to go get many plants anyways, because of all that's going on. So Serena, I'll probably more than likely be coming to see you so I can get some plants. So Serena, if you guys are local to the Central Missouri area, go see Serena. She is down in Warsaw at the Valley Flea Market, and she has succulents and other plants there. So go check her out if you're needing some plants for your spring planting. Go check her out. She's got all stuff. So go to her page first, because her store is not open. So before anybody gets all upset about everybody needs to stay closed, her store is not open, but she does have stuff out on her Facebook page. So you can let her know what you want, and she'll do curbside delivery and all that kind of stuff. So help out some of our local businesses. And she can even deliver some, she's saying. So help out some of our local businesses. She does, doesn't she, Lisa? Yes, local flowers. Yes, support our local businesses, and it's time for these pretty flowers to come up. I think my flowers at home are blooming nicely right now. I wouldn't know because I haven't been there to see them yet, and I can't wait to go see them. Did you guys see me squinting at my screen over there? I need to come up with another device or something to put beside me other than my laptop, because my laptop only half works sometimes, and I don't have a place to put it over here right now. But that's okay, because in a few more days I'll be back home, and I'll be chalking at home and getting ready for the live sale. Remember the live sale? Who's going to join me? Hands up if you're going to join me. Hands up, whoop whoop. Join me for my live sale. It will be on the 18th. Oh, I forgot that other pink. Gosh darn it. Oh well. Okay, so April 18th at 5 o'clock, and I would love to have you join me. I'll have lots of awesome stuff. So everything that I've been making here while I've been on quarantine will be available unless it sells before then. So I have all this, and then I've got a bunch of other stuff. Perfect. I'm so glad to hear that, Serena. I can't wait till this is all over so we can all open back up and go back to normal. That's one thing I'm definitely ready for. All right, I'm going to go ahead and blow dry this. How the colors turned out on this, but I think I need to get another blue or a blue color, because I think that's the color. Let me make sure there's enough in there. Oh yeah, there's plenty, because I think I'm going to make the camper blue, and I think that'll go really well with all these different colors. All right, so this dried while I was doing this over here, so I'm going to go ahead and put the little flowery leaves on the tree, and I'm just going to do regular green. I'm not going to do wild and crazy colors on this one, although I could. Oh, maybe I will. Maybe I'll add some wild and crazy colors to it, but I'll stick it with just the green initially. So I'm trying to line up these little tick marks, well, the one little tick mark at least, because the other one didn't come through, without making it, because I know it wasn't, it was more on an angle. There we go. Well, I think that's Good enough right there. Maybe up a little bit more. See, these tick marks, as wonderful as they are kind of hard to see sometimes. Absolutely, Serena. We're all here for each other, right? All right, so I'm using this bright colored green. That took me a while. That took me a while to get it done. If you notice, I'm kind of using the bottom of this stir sticks because I have found that sometimes when the paste is a little bit drier and a little bit thicker, it's harder to stir if you use the tip or the end, the flat end of the stir stick. So I have found that sometimes switching it over to stir it makes it easier to get it all nice and gooey and the way it's supposed to be. Because remember, your paste is supposed to be a yogurt-like consistency. So I'm just going to slap that on there. And I guess I'll hold on to it. Squeegee it down. And then see what we can do with this here. Now, you know, I have my water bath over there, and I've just been throwing everything in there. But when you're chalking, you want to make sure you don't leave your stencils in your water bath too terribly long, because if you do, you could end up ruining them. They could lose their stickiness. So the stencils will the longer you leave them in water, the more stickier or the less stickier they become. So you want to make sure that you do not leave them sit in water or sit with water on them. So I'll go ahead and wash them, and once I'm done washing them, and I'm trying to work quickly on this so the green doesn't dry, and I think that's about all I'm going to get. Just a couple of pops of color in there, I hope. Oh yeah, just a few. Nothing spectacular, but a few pops of color that makes it look really cool. Okay, so I was saying, and I was distracting myself, because that's what happens. I distract myself. I get talking about one thing, and you know, it's that squirrel moment, right? All right, guys. So you don't want to leave your stencils sit in the water bath too long, and you don't want to leave them sitting with water on them, because if you do, what'll happen is you'll lose the stickiness on the back of it. And the whole reason these are so fabulous is because they are sticky on the back of them. Now, if you if they aren't sticky, that's okay. You can still use them. You just have to be a lot more careful with them. All right, so now I've got stuff all up in my business and in my way, so I have to move things over without trying to make too much of a mess. And we're going to do the top part of the camper. So whenever I do wash my stencils, I make sure that I take them out and I put them on my little puppy pad so they can dry. Ooh, this one is still very sticky. And then I'll wipe them down. I'll wipe down the top of them with a towel just to get the excess water off of it while it's drying. And then afterwards, I put it back away in my in one of my my binders. Because as you saw from the stuff the other day, I have a lot of binders. A lot of binders with a lot of stencils, right, guys? All right, so this is going to be fun. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Darn it. I did not grab, which I'll just finish it after this and put a picture up. I didn't grab the window dressings for this. I only grabbed the other things because I thought this was just so cool. I forgot the window dressings. Darn it. Oh well, that's okay. So expect for a finished picture once I'm completely done. Of course, I always do a finished picture, so. So I'm using this blue color, and it can use a little bit of water. I'm going to use this blue color to do the camper. This may be the last time I use this blue. It's kind of seen its better days. Looks like it's almost on its last leg. All right, so let me make sure this is good and down, and hopefully I don't mess up the flowers on it. Do this. I guess I probably, shoot, I didn't get the black out. Guys, I'm a mess. You should know this by now. So I'm gonna do the tires real quick, or this guy, the little, that's not a tire. I know it's not a tire, don't say it. We do that and lift it up. Okay, now I'm gonna get into it with this stuff, with this blue. And I'm going to do the tire, the actual tire in the black as well. I wanted to get some of this done up first. And of course, all your excess goes right back into your jar. So I was going to come on later tonight, but I saw that there's quite a few different musicians out there that are going to be going live, doing different lives in the evening, live concerts and stuff. So like tonight, John Party's going to go live. And I do love me some John Party, so I plan on watching him tonight. So I had to get this done so I could watch some John Party. Now, when you're using a bigger stencil, it's sometimes good to have another person with you. This isn't that big of a stencil, but if you do use a very large stencil, because there are some stencils that are very large, and while you can cut them down to size and make them easier to manage, sometimes you just still have the larger stencils. So if you are working with a larger stencil, sometimes it is easier to have a second person there to be able to help lift that stencil up or hold your surface down while you're lifting your stencil up. All right, I really like that. I'm really sad that I didn't get the window dressings though, so I could get them on there while you guys were watching. All right, guys, here comes the fire pit. We'll do the fire pit. Then we'll do the welcome to our camper. I still haven't decided what color I want to do the welcome to our camper in. So if you guys have some suggestions, start typing them in, and we'll see what we can do. Maybe like this. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to actually do this guy. The grill. I don't think I'm going to do the grill this time. I think that would be too much. And since this is going to kind of overlap, did I already use all my stir sticks? Wow, that's amazing. Let me get my handy dandy little thing out here then. Get some more stir sticks going. I have all kinds of stuff. Since this stencil is going to be kind of going over the black that I just did, I'm just going to lay that right there so it can kind of flop down without actually touching it. And because I need these little guys, I'm going to clean them up real quick right over here. Because I'm going to need them to do the fire pit here. So this is what happens when you don't have all your stuff with you. You have to reuse, right? that's okay. All right, let me get the third one cleaned up here. Perfect. Wow, the wind sure has settled down. It was blowing really bad. Okay, so we're gonna do gray and silver, and I don't know how this is gonna turn out. So this is gonna be interesting. If I can't see it, then I'll put some darker colors in there. No, actually, that's right. I'm not doing gray and silver. I'm doing gray and gold, guys. I lied. I'm sorry. So I'm just taking the gray and I'm gonna dip it and go along the stones like this. And then I'm gonna take the gold and I'm just dipping my finger in it and I'm gonna go over it in the gold. And then I'm gonna wipe my finger off. And then the wood, I'm gonna do real quickly because again, I don't want that to dry on there, so I'm gonna just get this done real quick. And it can even go into it, and that's fine. That'll work. That'll be fine. And I'm gonna pull this up so this way the paste doesn't dry on there. Oh, that looks really cool. And then my fire, I've got some, why did I get the red out? Oh, because I was gonna do the grill in red. That's why I have the red out. So we've got orange, which this is a very dry orange. So a lot of my pastes I haven't been using a lot of because, well, I was gone for a few weeks and then, you know, I haven't had a lot of chalk and talks, so we haven't been using all the pastes. So I've got a yellow and an orange here that I'm gonna just kind of mix together with my fingers. Well, I just put a touch of it on there with that, and then I'm gonna get in the yellow with my finger. And yeah, I'm kind of wasting the ink up or the paste up a little bit because I probably don't need that much. Well, I know I don't need that much. And I don't have anything to put it on really. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. But I still want to squeegee it down because then that'll make it look better once you pull the stencil off. All right, guys. That looks really cool. So you guys have any special plans for this weekend? Oh, dang it. This is my last weekend in quarantine, and let me tell you, I am pretty excited about that. It's looking good, guys. All right, I'm gonna have to dry this camper up before I put the welcome to our home on it, or welcome to our camper. I may even, after this is good and dry, I may put that back on there. Because one of the things you can do is you can always relayer this. So like if I want to put these leaves back on here and then go over them with some different colors to just make some colors pop out of it, because there's like some really tiny little things in there that I think if I made them like pink or red or something, that would make them really pop out a lot, and I think that would be pretty cool. So I may end up doing that too. Hey, Allison, how are you? When are you gonna go live, girlfriend? I'm telling you, you can do it. You know I'm gonna say it every time. All right. Because again, I don't measure anything, I just eyeball it. I just eyeballed it. And I have a mess over here. I mean, this is like nothing but a huge hot mess. I think I'm gonna go with, what do you think, guys? Should I do hot pink? I'm Trying to decide whether I want to do a hot pink, a purple. Ooh. I'm going with hot pink. Unless anybody has any objections. Anybody have objections with this hot pink? Because I'm going to do this hot pink and then I'm going to go over it with the silver. And I think that'll look pretty cool. So because I stirred it with that other end, that end's not really good at getting the paste out of there. So I'm going to try to get it out of there without getting too much on my fingers. And if you see, those of you who have watched me before, you know that that is kind of runny for the paste. That's because I put a lot of ink or a lot of water in there because it was so purple. Allison, it's too late. No, it really isn't too late because watch this. I'll ombre it. I don't know. I'll marble it. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll marble it. So that paste is a little bit too, the pink was a little bit too thin. But it was super dry, and so therefore I put a lot of water in it. All right, so it's purple and pink. It looks a little bit more pink because I got a little bit more pink than purple in there. And I do have my little pot over here. So my little pot, this is whenever I am mixing colors, I go ahead and I make sure I have one of these little, this is like, I think I got it in the jewelry section where you can put the beads in it. Like if you're making jewelry and stuff and you have all kinds of beads, it's like a little bead container or something like that. So I always, this way I can always just put it in one of these little pots, and I do reuse this. And sometimes when I reuse them, it's just for some really funky colors. And I'm still going to go over it with the silver, hopefully quickly, if I can get my wits about me before it dries too much. Because as soon as this paste does dry on here, it will be hard to get off. It won't be hard to get off. It'll just, the paste will pull up with the stencil. Gosh, I don't know why words are being hard for me right now. All right, so all that in there. I'm going to pull this up. Oh, that looks awesome. And I'm going to put this over in the water bath. And I have one more little thing to do. I have to do the top part of the flame. Because you know me, I like my fire. Now this had the little tick marks on it as well, but I did not put the tick marks down. But I am pretty good at figuring stuff out. Oh, I see where that goes. So the funny thing is even though they have the little tick marks, what they had is they had little holes in here where portions of the flame come through. So I just find where those little holes are, and I go ahead and I get that lined up. I've gotten pretty good at lining stuff up that way. You can ask some of my regulars at my Chalk and Talks. I've become very good at relining things up for them. Okay, and there's the fire. All right, guys, this is all I've got for this one right now, because I have to go over to the other thing, to my binder and get out the curtains and stuff for it. What do you think? Do you think I should add the grill to it? I just don't know. I don't think it'll fit right. Because if I put it over here, it just doesn't look like the right sizes. So I don't think I'm going to do it. But this is it. Welcome to our camper. I love how it turned out. What do you guys think? All right, guys. Well, you guys have a great rest of your day. Happy Thursday. Happy day 10 of quarantine, day 14 of quarantine, 14 days of quarantine, blah, whatever. You know, you've been following along, right? All right, guys. You guys have a great rest of your day. Check out some of the different artists that are going to be going out there and going live. Show them some support too. They're doing it for us. All right, I will talk with you later. Bye-bye.